Ladies, I really appreciate it. My name is Laurel Zylena, and I am a psychic intuitive starseed tarot reader, public speaker, and a survivor of narcissistic abuse, not only by my mother, but by my boyfriends, husbands. That's what we do. When we grow up in a toxic family, we go hook up with toxic people because that's what feels familiar to us. It feels like home. So I like to start with a quote that just really, and I might cry. They say, when you don't receive love on a silver spoon when you're young, you learn how to lick it off a knife. So that's really speaking to how we mirror our toxic patterns from our childhood into our relationships. And I did receive some channeled messages last night, so I'm going to kind of go off my notes here and then just go intuitively. I'm also going to pull some tarot and just kind of pick up on the room as well. So, okay. So, all right, so I want to give a trigger warning. Okay, so we're going to talk about a lot of tough stuff. And all of this applies in the toxic relationships. So we're talking about things like generational curses, post-traumatic stress disorder, toxic attachment styles, avoidant, anxious attachment, the family roles we receive. There's a golden child, a scapegoat, a black sheep, a lost child. Narcissism in relationships. We're going to go pretty in depth into narcissism today. Alcoholism and addiction, workaholicism, rageaholicism, I think I just made that word up. Codependence, enmeshment, manipulation, neglect, poverty and lack mindset, mental illness, abuse, verbal, mental, physical, sexual, financial, and spiritual, trauma, materialism, abandonment, shame, incest, favoritism, passive aggressiveness, and homelessness. And I just want to let you know, I have personal experience in every single one of these things. So I am not only a survivor, but I am a thriver. And I'm going to, at the end, we're going to be in the problem for a bit. And at the end, we're going to spend some time on the solution, on how to move forward and to heal from this stuff. Okay, so it's not until we process these tough issues and really dive into these tough things can we heal from them. So inner child healing, inner teen healing, taking that tough, long look at the truth of the dynamics that we grew up in and that we've been involved in, then how they're playing out in our adult relationships now. It's not until we embrace the darkness and have the courage to go within it can we come to the other side and find the light. I call this the dark path to enlightenment. So it's important that we look at these hard and ugly truths. It's only through walking through them, seeing the truth, acknowledging and accepting those truths. I know when I realized my mom was a narcissist and did not love me and never had and was actually a secret enemy, I was in the fetal position all night. But God is so good that when we have a night of tears and darkness, in the morning, everything is made anew and the light comes in. So just always know that. If you have a rough night, know that in the morning, you're going to feel free and at peace and everything is new, okay? So that is a promise that is found in the Bible. Okay, and then then we really do see that night I spent in the fetal position was important because I felt those feelings. Because about, 17 years earlier, it was the first time I knew she was a narcissist. It was very interesting. I just left my husband and I want to read you something, and she read off all these personality traits. And as she was reading them, I was like, she's describing herself. It was like things like self-centeredness, manipulative, passive-aggressive, and I was like, why is she describing herself? Because I knew she was all those ways, but at the end she said, that's narcissism, and that's your husband. And I'd never even heard the word narcissism before. And I was like, no, I think that was you. But then I put it on a shelf, and I just kept on, and due to my trauma, I had a drug and alcohol addiction for many, many years. And so I just put that away and just went and numbed it out, erased it, didn't think about it. So it was when 17 years later, when Spirit was guiding me, and I really understood, well, she's a narcissist. What that means she doesn't love me. She doesn't have the capacity to love me, and in fact had always been trying to sabotage me, break my spirit. Then I took the time to feel that feeling, be in that fetal position, let it sink in, and it's only then can we start to heal from it. Because we can know it all day and then not care, not worry, just move on and not let it sink in. We really need to let these truths sink into our heart space. Take the time to feel those feelings, feel that grief, and then then it can wash away. Because when we stuff it and we don't acknowledge it, then it just grows within our subconscious, and then we act out in ways like drug addiction or finding a partner that's just like them because it feels familiar. So that letting it sink down, feeling it, it's not, we have to feel it to heal it, they say, is vital in that process. So cry, scream, feel like you're in despair for a moment, and grieve the loss of what you wish it was, what you thought it was, and then you're able to move forward from it. Because those emotions get stuck, and then we act them out unknowingly. So let's see. Yeah, and I promise you, I say this often, you're not going to die. I know it feels like, oh, I can't face that. I can't feel that. These feelings might make me feel, I'm going to die. You won't. You really won't. The light comes in the morning. And then even if there's a sense of guilt that comes along. First of all, when we're in these toxic relationships, they turn it around on us so many times, so often that we carry on thinking it's our fault.
The gaslighting.
The gaslighting, exactly. And so facing those feelings of, guilt and shame of ourselves, we will come to an understanding of what was and wasn't our fault. But no, if we did act out in unhealthy ways, and yes, I was an addict, and yes, I lied a lot as a teenager, and yes, I screamed and yelled at her and things like that. That's called reactive abuse, okay? So we take we start to abuse ourselves. We act out in toxic ways ourselves because we're not healed. And so understanding what that is and then facing that as well, and that's okay, forgiving yourself for what you went through and how you reacted. It's called reactive abuse. You become abusive because you're reacting to the abuse that you are suffering. Okay, so we are all born into darkness, some more than others. When we are born, we forget that we're light beings, and we forget that we've had all these past lives and these gifts and all this wisdom that we have. So it is just part of the process of remembering who we are. Now, when we are born into if we're born into a particularly tough, karmic, toxic family, we are a gift to that family. And there are karmic lessons that we need to learn through our family dynamics. And it's in seeing that truth, there's a reason you were born into a particularly tough dynamic. It's because you are supposed to learn those lessons, be sharpened by that experience, and come out the other side wiser, stronger, and then able to help others through that as well. So it's when we realize we're able to step out of that victim mode and into a purpose of it, that sets us free as well. And we see the truth of that it was all to a purpose, and it's not just like we can step out of that victim mentality. And I just want to share that, my whole life I felt like a victim. I was just trying to love everyone and get along, and I just want everyone to do well. And I was like, why does everyone always treat me so badly? And it was a couple years ago when I realized, wait a minute, I'm the one here. I'm the one remaining in these toxic, abusive relationships instead of leaving. That I was able to finally take responsibility for the fact that I was betraying myself each day that I chose to say. And that's when I woke up and I was like, oh my gosh, I have a part in this. And then from there, it was like the answer was easy. I'm going to stop betraying myself. I'm gonna stop betraying myself from now on. I'm gonna start choosing me, loving me when I see that the way people will show you who they are, and it's up to us to move accordingly instead of, okay, you know, or seeing the red flags and then ignoring them, or explaining it away, or giving them excuses, or thinking we deserve it, we would never get any better, I'm afraid to be alone, all of those types of things. When we face that, like, gosh, I would rather be abused than be alone. Whoa, that sounds crazy, you know, and then finally facing those things of our part in it, because that's what awakening is, that's what ascension is when we finally look at our parts, and then we can do something different, you know. But blaming everyone and then feeling like the victim just keeps us stuck. So this is hopefully to empower us to see where, well, yeah, that person, they're wrong, but I'm also wrong for continuing to play the game with them. Let's go play somewhere else. You know, let's go make ourselves safe. You know, I'm going to keep myself that safe. That's my number one priority now. Okay, oh, that's 12:12. I love that. Okay, so these situations are faded. Before we are incarnated again, we decide, okay, these are the karmic lessons I've got to learn, and so I'm going to go in these situations and I'm going to figure it out. And then we're bored and we're like, we don't know anything, right? So these are faded, so they're all to a purpose. So it's all part of the big plan. And now, unfortunately, some people choose not to heal. Some people choose not to face these and carry on in these unhealed ways. And when that's the case, we just kind of have to let them be. You know, it's our responsibility to make ourselves happy, and it's their responsibility to make themselves happy. It's our responsibility for our own healing. It's our responsibility, just the same as theirs as well. But not everybody chooses to do that. And it's really like all we can do is take care of ourselves, plant some seeds, let them know what we've learned, and then move forward on our own in a way that keeps ourselves safe. I gotta take this lock off here before I do this. So it's not our responsibility to make people heal. If they choose not to heal, we've done our due diligence by planting those seeds, and then we walk away. But we have to put ourselves first. And I was the giver, and to put everyone else first before me, love everyone else and not love myself. And the givers never stop giving, and the takers never stop taking. So that's when we have to realize that we're in a losing battle there. And really, gosh, this is something that's coming up for me. I was a people pleaser for 30 years. And you think that people pleasers think that they're going to enact people to love them and like them by people pleasing. Even though I've been working on my people pleasing for a couple of years now, it's a very hard habit to break. But something was brought to me recently by Spirit that has really changed that for me. That is how other people view people pleasers. People view people pleasers distasteful. And they have no respect for it, and they will actually end up treating you worse because you are a people pleaser. When I heard that, I was like, oh gosh, distasteful. I don't want to be distasteful, you know. Not only do they not respect me, but they really don't even like us. They don't even like us because it's looked as very weak and ick, you know. People respect people with boundaries and respect people that have respect for themselves. And so what is the opposite of that? When you don't, you know, it's kind of the bottom of the barrel. So that was like right between the eyes, is helping me make that transition from people pleasing to really choosing myself and having the courage to say no, and to say I don't like that, and I'm not going to go along with that because of that very like kind of ugly viewpoint of like, oh, I'm distasteful when I'm like this, you know. So that's a good way to help you make that transition from not being a people pleaser, because it's so hard. It is so hard. It does the opposite of what we're trying to do. You know, we're just trying to get love, be loved and liked, And we're shooting ourselves in the foot. It actually does the opposite. It makes people not like us. They just keep us around because they know that we'll do whatever they want and they can get anything from us. So there's a benefit to them, but it's not giving us what we're looking for. That's why self-love, the more you love yourself, the more others are able to love you. You know, we magnetize people in that love themselves, and because we love ourselves. And so self-love is the key. It all goes back to self-love, and that's what we're going to end the talk on, is healing doing that self-love, and then healing the chakras as well, okay? Because that's where everything changed for me. You can go to a therapist for 10 years and just talk about your issues and your problems and get nowhere. It's actually called ruminating, where you just stay in the problem. And you can start making some steps and realizations and things like that, but it's a very slow process. You can do 1 30-minute solar plexus chakra, and you're like, went from no confidence to, you know, ultimate confidence, you know. So we're going to really get into the chakra healing in the end. And the heart healing, all of that. The throat chakra, speaking your truth. Your root chakra, feeling safe and grounded within your own self and within the world. All of that is like toxic relationship stuff because we don't feel safe, so we want to latch on to someone. We don't have confidence, so we think we need someone, you know, and we'll take anyone, you know, we'll take anyone just to feel okay, you know. That's solar plexus chakra stuff, the heart chakras. And this is interesting because I thought I loved everyone. I was just loving everyone else and not loving myself, but when I go a little bit deeper into that, because I was acting out of, thank you for coming, welcome, because I was acting out of fear of not wanting to be alone, codependence, that wasn't even love. I was just like scrambling. I was, you know, somebody love me, you know. So I wasn't really giving love. I was giving codependence, fear, and, you know, desperation and all of that. So it starts with the self-love. We've got to love ourselves, and then, you know, then we can give genuine love. Then we can give genuine love. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So, all right, speaking to other people in our lives that we may have to that are toxic and we may have to walk away from. It is actually, you know, and when we're those people pleaser and we just want to be loved, we're like, oh, we feel bad for them. We don't want to love because we feel bad, you know. Don't stay with people because you feel sorry for them. Been there, done that 10 times over. I don't recommend it. It is actually an act of love to leave people in their pain and their darkness and their ick. Because it's not until we're in the pain and the darkness and the ick that we finally start to look at ourselves and to look at those hard truths that we make a change. It's when the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the pain of changing, only then do we finally make a change. And so when we have to walk away from those people, that helped me too, was knowing I'm actually doing the best thing for them by letting them just be over there. I'm going to go take care of me, love me, keep myself safe, and love them from afar in the ethers, you know. And it's like that tough love thing, you know, when they don't have me to project on and they don't have me to use and abuse, then they're stuck in their own stuff. Then that gives them a chance to finally start healing as well. But like I said, plant the seed and then go do you. Okay, so when we come to the realization that we are in relationships with toxic people, and we decide we're going to start choosing ourselves and start to do that healing, a big part of that is finding forgiveness for these people. So, and walking away at the same time. Wow, what a paradox, right? Okay, but everything in spirituality I find is a total paradox, you know. But it all can be reconciled. So the forgiveness is for ourselves, and it is not saying what you did was okay, and it's not saying I'm going to allow you into my life or continue having you in my life. It's just a way to release them, or release that connection. and to release any resentment, anger, all of that. Okay, so that is pivotal in healing. You could go separate off and then go be doing you, but if you're still angry and you're still bitter and you're still have all that caring, it's a blockage and you're not able to heal and flourish and move forward. So forgiveness, the way I look at it, in order to help myself forgive, and I have probably, some pretty tough stuff to forgive. Like I said, my mother is a narcissist. My father was a pedophile who did sexually assault me. So I've been able to forgive those pretty tough things. And the way I look at it is that we truly are all doing the best we can with what we know at the time, even people that are doing that kind of ugly stuff. That was handed down to them by someone that treated them that way. They have a generational curse. They were molested. They had a narcissistic parent. So when you look at it that way, it's a little bit easier. And that's that observer position that Spirit's always asking us to do, is to take a step back from a situation and look at it from Spirit's point of view, which is everybody's pain that they're acting out of. And so when we see that, that makes it a little easier to forgive them. But if they're choosing to stay in that, you can see it. But if they don't see it and aren't doing anything to heal, that's still the walking away. And I keep coming to that walking away, but it really does come to that. There are some people who are like open to hearing and open to healing and want to do that, and that's a whole nother case. But that's usually pretty rare. And it can happen years down the road, but like I said, we've got to take care of ourselves first. So let's see. So forgive and release, that allows Spirit to energetically move within you and open up things through you, that energy flow. And this is, so if you grew up in a toxic family and have toxic relationships, I spoke about the purpose to that. Yes, it's for us to learn those lessons and to be sharpened by that. But it's also because earth angels, empaths, psychics, gifted ones, chosen ones, intuitives, we are all put into tough situations like that, all of us, because we're supposed to learn from that darkness and then help others. So there's a bigger purpose of not just learning the lessons for ourselves, but to do like what I'm doing today, is pass that along to anyone you feel called to, on social media, the lady in the grocery store, the girlfriend at work, it's to a purpose to help others that are in that darkness. So that's pretty exciting, when I found out that that's what my calling, oh my gosh, I'm a starseed. Wow, that's awesome. I have these gifts, and I went through all this so I can help others. I quit my job, packed up my cat in my car, and then, went off on a Spirit-led journey and am doing this, full time. It's exciting. We don't all have to do that. But when you hear the girlfriend at work talking about her boyfriend, instead of like, wow, that sucks, I don't know, geez, it's like, I'm going to share with her what I know, what I've learned, what I've experienced. And it's going to be tougher to hear, and she might not like it, and I might say, like, you need to ditch that guy, but that's what needs to happen, that's what's going to help her, and that's what we're here for. We're not here to be, quiet about what we've learned and what we've experienced, but to share with others and help them. And, she may not talk to us for a week, but then in 6 months she's going to call to say, you know what, you were right. I left him. Okay, so anyway, I'm making all that so simple, but you understand what I mean. Okay, so, and I spoke to when I first came in, why do we have relationships with toxic, narcissistic people? We end up marrying our because it's familiar. We grow up in that, and then we go reenact it in our adult lives because it feels like home. It feels familiar, even if you're being ignored, even if you're being neglected, even if you're being talked down to and belittled and abused. You're like, this is I get this, I understand this is familiar, I know how to operate in this, So, and gosh, it's so interesting how we can have an understanding of these things. Even in my teen years, I was like, he reminds me of my dad. Oh, I like it. And then in my 20s, 30s, I'm like, I know my dad was abusive and controlling and a pedophile, but just like, and I'm always with men that remind me of him, but I like it. And then I'd leave it there. Then I finally woke up and was like, okay, yeah, that's no good. That I like it part, that was my toxicity. That was my codependency, So there's layers to that, and really diving in. Don't just stay at the surface level. It's the diving in that's going to start setting you free, and then the taking action. Okay, so I want to get on. What time is it? Okay. So I want to get into narcissism, because I really do a lot of narcissism, because you could be right in the middle of it and not have a clue. And they are so detrimental to our lives, mentally, emotionally, and then physically and materially when they turn on you. Okay, so there are several different types of narcissists. There's the grandiose, which is like the arrogant, loud, very charming narcissist who has to be the center of attention, always talking about themselves, but then does the love bombing, gives you all the attention where you feel like you're $1 million. And that's what everyone thinks of when they think of a narcissist, like, oh, that's easy to spot. But then there's the covert narcissist, which can be very kind of shy, retiring. No, it seems like they're the nicest person in the world and just sweet and wouldn't hurt a fly. But they're the passive aggressive, they're the manipulative, they're the ones that make the little digs that you don't even realize is a dig, but then it's like burrowing into, they're the most insidious. And they kind of switch into I'm the victim. They'll tell you stories about they had the horrible childhood, or every ex is crazy and did this to me and did that to me. And so they're a lot harder to peg. So then there is, and I invite you guys to go down, if you feel called, go down the Google rabbit hole of narcissists, the types of narcissists. There's the communal narcissist who goes around helping everyone, maybe do charities or just very generous and giving to strangers because they want to be seen as the hero. But behind the scenes, if you live with that narcissist, you get treated like you're nothing and no one, and it's like and the whole world thinks they're the most wonderful person on earth, but they treat you like, garbage. Then there's there's a sexual narcissist who's all about their looks and who wants them and what they can get, and they want it when they want it, how they want it, where they want it, and it doesn't matter what you think, feel, or anything like that. So, and then a lot of narcissists have 2 to 3 traits. They switch between the different types. There's the neglectful, maybe the workaholic. They're always at work. They get attention from everywhere, but at home from you. And then there's the high and mighty, I like to call it, where they think they're the smartest person in the room. Everybody's stupid and I know everything, and everybody's idiots. Okay, so there's a stage that they go through when a narcissists they target people who are, well, first of all, empaths. Okay, there's an empath narcissist paradigm. Empaths and narcissists are like the perfect combo, okay? Because the empaths are givers, the narcissists are takers. The empaths have a beautiful light that the narcissist sees because they are empty, okay? And they can't survive without supply, is what we call it, which is attention and love, okay? So they want the brightest light in the room, okay? They also enjoy taking down the biggest light in the room, okay? So they target, you are targeted, they see it, okay? They see who's like, well, the people pleaser who's always gonna say yes and gives good attention and is loving and giver. Then they do the love bombing. There's like, you are the only person in the world, and you are and you feel, it's the most incredible feeling you've ever felt. Okay, so they give you tons of attention, compliments. They're just above and beyond where you feel like like knight in shining armor has arrived, okay? All the promises, and they say everything that you want to hear. And during that time, they are also finding out everything about you, finding out all your weaknesses that they will at some point switch and start to use against you. So, and that's the way it is too with the narcissist. Everything's great and wonderful, and then one day, all of a sudden, it's like, you can't do anything right. You can't do anything right. Yeah. Yeah. I know, it's chills, right? Yeah. You can't do anything right. And everything they loved about you, now they can't stand about you. It all comes to you when it's your fault, you know. And that's when it's called the devalue stage. That's where they start to devalue you. And they're gaslighting you. Is where they start to make you feel like whatever you're thinking and feeling isn't true. So if you're like, wait, no, you used to say that you loved that about me, they will turn that around in some way, shape, or form to make you feel like either you're crazy, that didn't happen, what are you talking about? You know, yeah, but so you're like, oh, no, yeah, it was me. Okay? And so they do that in order to have a trauma bond with you. Because when you are up like this, and you've got the best love you've ever felt in your life, and suddenly you did something to make that go away, and then you're like trying to get it back. You're trying to do everything you can. You don't look at them and they're like, they've changed. You're like, no, I did this. I forgot to take the trash out. Something menial like that. And so now I have made them not love me as much. And so then you are constantly trying to earn that love back. But the thing is, you will never get it back. You will never get that person back. So I've learned even more about narcissism as Spirit leads me. Okay, I feel called to go into this a little bit more. So narcissists are in a fantasy world, okay? So they usually typically have a narcissistic parent as well, or they were very neglected or abused, or they were overindulged to such a degree where they're like, I am the king of the world, okay? Mm-hmm. So they live in a fantasy world, and it's in order to protect themselves because they feel empty and hollow and nothing inside. So they can only get good feelings by the people around them and the situations around them. That's where they're 100% outer focus. They have no inner world at all. And so when they see their ideal, that light, shiny empath over there that's so sweet and beautiful and loving and the giver, I want that. That's going to make me feel the best. And they put you on a pedestal. They idealize you. You're my fantasy girl. You're my whatever poster was hanging on their wall as a teenager, okay? Then you are just you, okay? And you're being you, okay? So they have that picture of you the first day, okay? And then like day 5, you do something that's not like, I don't know, Christy Brinkley, Farrah Fawcett. I'm totally like dating myself. Who's the young one? Anyway, that ideal, and it could be something very, benign, nothing that's even, bad or anything, but it'll trigger something that is from their childhood, or triggers something into their self-esteem. It triggers something, and it could not trigger anyone else in the whole world, but it triggers them. And then suddenly you come crashing down off of that. But you're just being a human being, right? You're just being you. They have no room for people to be humans, okay? It's an ideal, which is a false reality, okay? It's a fantasy. And then they get triggered, and then all of a sudden you go from all good, because narcissists are black and white, they see no gray, to all bad. And that is why they devalue you. So it's strange, because narcissists now, like malignant narcissists, they know what they're doing. They're like, okay, it's time to pull that rug. Malignant is where they are basically, they will like hurt. They like hurting people. Okay, it's like they get pleasure out of hurting people. But they start to devalue you because now that you are the enemy. You reminded them of their dad that did this one thing one time or was never there for them, and now all of a sudden you showed up 5 minutes late, or you didn't get the laundry done, and so now you are like their dad who was never there for them ever, okay? Once they make that switch, they never go back to that other personality, ever. Never, never, never. You can never go back to that initial honeymoon love bombing phase. Okay, so then when they're devaluing you, you take it on yourself, you start to lose yourself. And they are painting a fantasy world with the gaslighting. You buy into that, okay? That's why it's so severe, because you really do lose yourself. You actually do, even as an empath, start to take on narcissistic traits in the sense that you take on their fantasy world and you're not even living in reality anymore, okay? Now, they also separate you off from your friends and your family. They isolate you completely. They start painting themselves as you're the bad guy, they're the victim. That's called smear campaigning. They do that real heavy if you leave them too, real heavy. Okay, they also, let's see, I see you guys are giving me chills with your reactions there. Let's see, so speaking to, I want to kind of get into where okay, yeah. Then we come to, they'll start to, once they devalue you, then they go start finding new supply. Okay, so narcissists always have several forms of supply going on at once. So girl at work, or, all guys, sometimes it is just work. So they will start to spread that out and start setting up their next person to go get that supply from. Then you will have the discard, and they will discard you in the most hurtful, ugliest, awful ways that you can ever, and it is intent to destroy you. Narcissists take great pride in destroying other people. They get a huge charge off of it. Now, if you happen to wake up and leave them first, you create a narcissistic injury, okay? And that's where, especially if they don't have other supply lined up, they can have a complete mental breakdown. But then, this is why it's so important, they will make it their life's mission to destroy you after that. They may try to come in with the fake of apology, they call it hoovering. Even if they discard you on their own, they will come back and, she's not giving me the right attention, I just need some more. They will come back, they call it hoovering you, would give a fake apology, apologize without ever saying I'm sorry, because narcissists do not say I'm sorry, okay? They don't say I'm sorry. But they'll imply it in a way, say things to kind of, and then they do that to get that attention, that supply for a moment, and also to discard you again. Especially if you discard them first, they'll come in just to get you, now I'm the one doing it, okay? That's when they go into smear campaigning. They really go, they'll send people to gang stalk you, they will look to sabotage you. If you have children with them, they will alienate your children from you. So they are so, they're all malignant, really. They cause so much damage that it is really a huge part of my life's purpose to spread, Narcissism 101 is what I tag it on TikTok a lot. Because literally, I was in a marriage for 5 years with a covert narcissist, and I had no clue, no idea. I just knew I was becoming a shell of a human being, withering away inside. And it wasn't even for maybe 10, 15 years after that I even knew. They were like, why does he hate you so much? I don't know. Because I left him? Now I know he always hated me. From that first narcissistic injury, he has no capacity to love. That's why he's on his fifth wife. But anyway. So they cause so much damage. But let me tell you this. A healed empath is a narcissist's worst nightmare, okay? People like me, people like you guys, what we know, we see, we are their worst nightmare, and we can take a narcissist down like that. And it's interesting because Spirit keeps putting me in narcissist lives over the last year. Testing me, am I going to recognize it before 5, 10 years now, 30 years? And then what am I going to do, because they come in the nice pretty picture and they want to give you these benefits, and and so I've had to walk away. Just walking away is all you have to do with a narcissist, really. That's all, that's enough for to destroy them, basically. So it is so vital that we know this information and that we let others know about it as well. So, and they must make me. Okay, so I'm going to see what time, because I really want to do a little 10-minute meditation, because I want to get into the solution, okay? So, go ahead.
I always wonder if we've dealt with them so much, then I feel like, am I a narcissist?
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you said that. I was in therapy. I think I might be a narcissist. They too try to make you feel like you are. But yeah. My therapist said the simple fact that you are even concerned about that proves you are not a narcissist. Okay. Narcissists never think I might be a narcissist or even care.
Wow.
Okay. So, and that is very common. I've learned that again, even past from the psychiatrist, was that is very common. The empaths are people that have been abused, by narcissists, that we think we're afraid we might be narcissists. The very fact that you even think that, worried about that, care about that, proves you're not. Okay. And it's common that, yes, that empaths, we often think we are. Now, there's such thing as a toxic, unhealed empath. Right here was for many, many years, can cause a lot of destruction in their own lives and their people around them's lives because they're toxic and unhealed. And it's toxic, unhealed empaths that often think they're not, okay? But in empaths, yes, they think I might, okay? So that is very, very common throughout empaths. So I want to get into the healing, but let me just make sure I'm okay. All right. So if you find yourself in a situation with a toxic, with a narcissist specifically, gray rocking. Don't give them any. You give them nothing. No emotional reaction to anything. You're just the most boring person alive, okay? Because they feed off emotions from you, whether they're positive or negative, okay? They like to make you cry, okay? They like to make you angry. So it's just like nothing, okay? And then energetically disconnecting from them if you find yourself again in it. Because I find if you've had narcissism, you've dealt with narcissists in the past, another one's going to come along because Spirit's like, going to test you. And because that's what it takes to heal and to move forward in life, and if you're an empath, you're going to be drawn to them and they're going to be drawn to you. It's just the way it is, so expect to find, it could be a boss next time, it could be a landlord next time, okay? It could be a friend next time, okay? So knowing what to look for, okay? And then just start energetically disconnecting, do a cord cutting, don't give the gray rock, give them nothing, and then I start making my exit. There's no need to stick around. It doesn't matter if it's a great job and a lot of money, it's a beautiful home, and your landlord, no, it's not worth it, okay? So, getting into energetic healing, would you guys like to do a 10-minute meditation with me?
Sure.
Okay, great. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Okay. Because this is the way to go. It just energetically heals. So I'm gonna do the little, she's so great. I put a little one on YouTube and then I add my own stuff that I've added to it. I do the mudras and then some affirmations. It's only 10 minutes long. I went from living with my narcissistic mother at 40 years old, after life kept kicking the crap out of me, being alienated from my children, having a severe drug addiction, in a 4-year abusive relationship where I was being sexually and physically abused every day because I didn't want to be alone and I was codependent. So I was in probably the dark, suicidal, living in the darkest place you could ever imagine. This meditation changed my life. Doing it every single morning for 10 minutes, that energetic healing, I'm a completely different person within just a couple months, even less than that, okay? So I really recommend you guys do this one, and we'll just end with this quick meditation. And then I'm happy to share this as well. She's fabulous. So just sit comfortably. You don't have to get in the lotus or anything like that. And I'm going to show you the mudras for each one, and then I'll say affirmations. So, okay. So I hope y'all can hear that.
Welcome to your 10-minute chakra meditation. Either sit or lie in a position that is comfortable for you and take a deep breath in. Fill your lungs with air and exhale. Really feel your feet or back in contact with the surface beneath you. Feel supported and safe knowing that you can fully let go. These next few minutes are for you, a time in which you can give back to yourself and receive everything that you need. Take another deep breath in and tense your whole body as tightly as you can. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Breathe deeply in again and tense your whole body. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And last time, breathe deeply in and tense your body. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take a moment to enjoy this feeling of relaxation and calm.
Everyone look up here. Put your hands like this.
Now become aware of your root chakra, situated at the base of your spine in the tailbone area.
Red here.
Breathe into your root chakra now and see it glow red as it connects to infinite, expansive source energy. You now receive all you need from this deeply grounding life force energy, cleansing and recharging your root chakra and empowering you with a deep sense of trust in life and the world. A knowledge that you are completely safe and secure, calmly grounded in the here and now.
Repeat after me. I am safe. I am grounded. I trust myself. I trust the universe.
The red light glows vibrantly now in this chakra, fully healed, rebalanced, and aligned with the energy flow of your whole system.
And vibrating at the frequency of my highest timeline.
You now become aware of your sacral chakra in your lower abdomen, just below your navel. Breathe into your sacral chakra now and see it glow orange as it connects to infinite, expansive source energy. You now receive all you need from this creative life force energy, cleansing and recharging your sacral chakra, allowing you to feel your emotions, sensuality, and creativity with acceptance, balance, and well-being, and instilling a wonderful sense of harmony, flexibility, and flow with life.
I am creative. I am inspired. I feel.
The orange light glows vibrantly in this chakra now, completely healed, rebalanced, and aligned with the energy flow of your whole system.
And vibrating at the frequency of my highest timeline.
You now become aware of your solar plexus chakra in your upper abdomen where your diaphragm rests. Breathe into your solar plexus chakra now and see it glow yellow as it connects to infinite, expansive source energy. You now receive all you need from this empowering life force energy, cleansing and recharging your solar plexus chakra, renewing your ability to radiate your power in the world and reconnecting you with your personal power so that you can realize your personal desires and intentions in the world.
I am confident. I am strong. I am balanced.
glows vibrantly now in this chakra, completely healed, rebalanced, and aligned with the energy flow of your whole system.
I'm vibrating at the frequency of my highest timeline.
You now become aware of your heart chakra at the center of your chest. Breathe into your heart chakra now and see it glow green as it connects to infinite, expansive source energy. You now receive all you need from this loving life force energy, cleansing and recharging your heart chakra, allowing you to feel a profound, unconditional love for yourself, which knows no limits. A love which radiates beauty from within you and gives you a deep sense of fulfillment, gratitude, and joy for all that life brings.
I am loved. I love myself. I love the universe. I am love.
The green light glows vibrantly now in this chakra, completely healed, rebalanced, and aligned with the energy flow of your whole system.
I'm vibrating at the frequency of my highest timeline.
You now become aware of your throat chakra at the center of your throat. Breathe into your throat chakra now and see it glow light blue as it connects to infinite, expansive source energy. You now receive all you need from this confident life force energy, cleansing and recharging your throat chakra, allowing you to express your most authentic self, your truth, and your purpose in life, and empowering you to express yourself fully, projecting your creativity into the world in its most perfect form.
I speak my truth. I communicate clearly.
The light blue light glows vibrantly now in this chakra, completely healed, rebalanced, and aligned with the energy flow of your whole system.
I'm vibrating at the frequency of my highest timeline.
You now become aware of your third eye
This is a little
chakra
harder, guys.
on your forehead between the eyes.
Your middle
Breathe
finger.
into your third
Yeah.
eye chakra now and see
There
it
you go.
glow
There you
indigo
go.
blue as it connects to infinite, expansive source energy. You now receive all you need from this intuitive life force energy, cleansing and recharging your third eye chakra, enabling you to be at your most open, imaginative, and wise, awakened and connected to the intuition and source of wisdom within you.
I see truth. I know truth.
The indigo light glows vibrantly now in this chakra, completely healed, rebalanced, and aligned with the energy flow of your whole system.
I'm vibrating at the frequency of my highest timeline.
You now become aware of your crown chakra, just above the top of your head.
This, and then
Breathe
just
in
peace.
now to your crown chakra and see it glow violet as it connects to infinite, expansive source energy. You now receive all you need from this universal life force energy, cleansing and recharging your crown chakra, enabling you to feel fully present in your purest form, a blissful state of being, connected to the divine, the infinite, the universal.
I am connected. I am one. I am divine.
The violet light glows vibrantly now in this chakra, completely healed, rebalanced, and aligned with the energy flow of your whole system.
I'm vibrating the frequency of my highest timeline.
And it is done. A ripple of rainbow light surges throughout your entire body now, sealing all of this renewed, vibrant energy within your system, leaving you feeling calm, complete, and rejuvenated. You go forth now to shine brightly in the world, enlightened, empowered, and full of love for yourself and others. When you are ready, come back into the room and become aware of your body. Take a deep breath in, and in your own time, open your eyes. This is Jess from Live the Life You Love, supporting you to live a wonderful life. And I love you.
It's my favorite part when she says, I love you. I love you. So I thank you so much. I just want to end with this little quote that just changed my life. Sometimes we have to suffer in life not because we were bad, but because we didn't know when to stop being good. Nice and good, yes. Okay. So thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate you so much. You're so welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you so much. And enjoy the rest of the fair. I hope you all follow me, connect with me in the future, and I'm doing readings too.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
How do you get that particular meditation?
I can send it to you.
Do you have a video of your hand moving as well?
I do. I did do it. Yeah, it's on my TikTok. It's back a few videos. But if you just search Mudra, M-U-D-R-A, then you could, there's like all over. They'll show you the hand, and then they even give you the chants too, which is so. Do you want a pen? I will make a new video on there too. Do you have a pen, or I can get one? Here you go.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So mantra is the hand gestures. They increase the power, and then I'll write down the. She's so great. So it's Jessica Heslop. And then if you wanna, let's see, 10 minute chakra meditation. That's the picture right here, so you can recognize it. Did you see it? Yeah, the colorful one. And then you're welcome to text me, and I will send you whatever you like.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. And I'd like to end with hugs for everybody, if that's
Thank you so
okay.
much,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
That was wonderful.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Good.
Thank you. Oh, gosh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, have fun, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Love you all so much. Thank you, TikTok. Oh, I got lots of likes. Okay. All right, bye, guys. You're welcome. And I will be out there doing readings, but you're always welcome to contact me in the future, too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go get your
Oh.
phone here, honey.
Oh, thank you.
And you're the bathroom?
Okay, thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you for the likes, you guys, and the follows. Love you so much. Signing off now, okay? I will repost this. All right, thanks so much. Bye.
I gotta leave
Okay,
by
just in
1:40.
time. Just in time.